Joining us now, who is 100% awesome, BYU men's volleyball assistant coach Rob Neilson. Rob, welcome back to Studio B.
It's great to be here. You guys always do a great job.
You look older, man. I feel like we haven't seen you in like 4 years.
I know, it's been a while. Feeling older. Maybe it's just the stress of the season. Summertime, I'll be bright and young again.
In all seriousness, it's been over a month since BYU's had a home match, so it's good to get back in the Smith Fieldhouse tonight against UC Irvine. First of all, how's the health of your team at this point in the season?
Yeah, we're grinding. You know, there's some guys that are injured. Tim Daubert, the guy that we thought might be our starting opposite for a long time, has been out for a while. But other than that, I think everyone's pretty healthy. You know, guys have been banged up. Matt Underwood's dealing with some health issues he's trying to come back from, and we'll see when we get him back. But for the most part, guys are healthy, ready to go, and we're ready to play tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun in the Fieldhouse.
So at opposite, you're down to the third string Carson Henninger, but he's a guy that has played in some big matches and done well. So it's not your typical third string. He's kind of what was the Ohio State QB's name?
Cardale
Jones. He's kind of the Cardale Jones at opposite for you guys.
Yeah, it's a luxury to have so much depth and so many good players, and we're hoping that Carson becomes the UC Irvine specialist. He went off against them last year in Irvine.
Yeah, okay, I remember
and that was a big time match for him, and so we're hoping he can repeat it here in the Fieldhouse.
He's surely be thinking about that. That's for sure. When you are trying to bounce back from some road losses, BYU has been outstanding at home in the Smith Fieldhouse. 36 matches you've won 36 straight in a row in the Smith Fieldhouse. But you come off road losses. What do you tell to your team as you approach 2 home games now after it's been a while?
You know, it's really the same things we've been telling them all along. It's about progression. It's about improving. And I think our guys really understand that. We felt like, we didn't play to our potential against a Stanford team when we went out there and struggled to kind of play at the level we wanted to. We played great volleyball this past weekend at Pepperdine, and it was really tight matches.
They're a good team. They're a really good team.
They are a very good team. Do a lot of things offensively to put pressure on you, a lot of things defensively to put pressure on you. And I thought our guys played great volleyball. We had chances to win both matches, and just didn't finish. And so we have a young group of guys. 4, I think, of our starters are guys that are just seeing the court for the first time this year for the most part. And so we're trying to progress, we're trying to learn, and the talent is definitely there. It's just understanding the focus that it takes and the consistency that it takes to win tough matches on the road.
After 7 of the 9 sets last weekend were decided by 2, and you lose both matches. Frustrating. Where's the psyche of the team as you come back home for huge matches with Irvine?
Yeah, I mean, we look at that team, Pepperdine, as one of the best teams in the league. And so we feel like, hey, we can play with the best teams in the league on the road. And that's, the Firestone Fieldhouse in Malibu has been the toughest place for us to win probably as a program.
That's the basketball team, too.
Yeah, there you go. It's a tough place to play. And so you come home, and this is an area guys are comfortable in. I think we feel like we're progressing as a team. And so I think we're excited to take the court. We're revving to get going here and get past some of these losses. So
one thing I've noticed preparing for tonight's match is that Irvine is excellent from the service line. They have 4 dudes with 27-plus aces. BYU doesn't have anyone with 10. You kind of missed Taylor Sander. Tim Daubert could have been that guy. Josue Rivera. Those guys are out or injured or whatever. How do you neutralize Irvine from the service line yet put pressure on them as well?
Yeah, that's the match. How do we do passing 4 big jump servers? They got 2 lefties that hit a different ball than we usually see, and that's really what's going to decide it. I don't know, how you do it other than just kind of sticking to the fundamentals and trusting in the process and hoping that comes through for you. But that's how volleyball games are won and lost in serve and pass, and that's why Irvine's been great, is they have guys that really put a lot of pressure on you from the service line. And hopefully our altitude helps us a little bit, and hopefully being at home and our fans on top of them yelling at them help us a little bit as well.
It's time to show up in full force.
That's right.
All of BYU sports.
Smith Fieldhouse needs to be packed tonight. I know that there's Friday night lights with the spring game. Right after that, if you're not already going to be in the Smith Fieldhouse, get there because this is a huge match for BYU.
Certainly. BYU UC Irvine game or match 1 of 2 tonight on BYUtv Live. Jerem Jordan on the call.
And if you're not local, watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can also watch
the
that national. There is a national broadcast that is streamed to 50 million plus homes nationwide, also
pressure.
worldwide.
Don't mess it up,
So,
Steve Vale. And me.
Rob, how do you keep your psyche at an even keel? You talked about the stress of the season and coming off 4 straight losses. You work really hard to keep your team motivated and optimistic. How do you do those things?
For me, it's really important the relationship that I have with the guys, and to really feel like they're invested and they're progressing. And so I think this year more than any other, we've done a really good job of kind of maintaining relationships, meeting with our guys on an individual basis a lot. And just in having those conversations, I think you engender a lot of trust in what our guys are trying to do, and that they're progressing. You're not frustrated by 4 losses, because you see guys like Jake that are growing in the game and getting better, and you see guys like Joe Grosh and Price Jarman. Just from 1 to 20 on our roster, I could go down, that these guys are just improving, they're getting better. And so it's really gratifying, even when you hit some of these rough patches in the season.
You coached the setters as a former setter as well. 2-setter setup for most of the season. Is the desire to get to a guy who's kind of the guy, or do you want to have an alternating guy? Like in football, you're like, if you have 2, you have none with quarterbacks, right? Mm-hmm. How is it with setters in volleyball?
I think we talked about at the beginning of the year, we have an amazing amount of depth at every position. And for us, I think that's been a blessing, and it's been a curse. It's a blessing because you feel like, okay, there's always a guy that can step up. But in a sense, because we have so much trust in the next guy, maybe we're a little bit quick to leave, to pull guys out of the game, because we know the next guy can step in and play at a high level, where you want some guys that are going to stay on the court and maybe go through those rough patches and figure some things out. And so it's really a balancing act with those. Obviously, you want one guy to be outstanding, but we trust both of them, and so when one guy's having a struggle, we're happy to put the next guy in. And so, we're trying to balance that for sure and find the happy medium.
Always good to have several. I guess I'm just getting at when there's a starter, but you need Christian Stewart behind Taysom,
Exactly.
just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been unique in that you guys have gone like 12 or 13 guys deep in a match, and I don't know that I've ever seen that on a consistent basis within BYU volleyball.
Yeah, and sometimes it's great and we're getting guys experience, and sometimes, it's not so great. And we're just trying to find the right recipe to get going. So
that's a fair answer. Before you leave, we grant you the BYU Sports Nation karma, Rob.
My man.
Both in
and
your
this
coaching
one
life
is like,
and for the team.
Yes.
I like that. I appreciate it.